The Lord be with you. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Matthew. Jesus said to his disciples, "Beware of false prophets who come to you in sheep's clothing, but underneath are ravenous wolves. By their fruits you will know them. Do people pick grapes from thorn bushes or figs from thistles? Just so every good tree bears good fruit, and a rotten tree bears bad fruit. A good tree cannot bear bad fruit, nor can a rotten tree bear good fruit. Every tree that does not bear good fruit will be cut down and thrown into the fire. So by their fruits you will know them." The Gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ.
By your fruits you will know them. Yeah, I think we're pretty familiar that our actions speak louder than our words, and if our actions don't match our words, we quickly dismiss somebody. Our Lord did too. He called them hypocrites, and it's kind of who he's working on today, are those who bear false witness to some degree, and to beware of them. So he says, by their fruits you will know them. By our actions you will test their root. By their fruit you will know their root. Same in our lives. So I'm trying to think, what would be kind of one measuring stick or criteria to help us to discern whether a person's actions match their where they're coming from. And I would just say faithfulness. And I know that's kind of vague. What is faithfulness? But in light of our other reading, our first reading with Abraham, he's our father of faith in faith. He was faithful, and God was faithful to him. And so we see this covenant that our Lord entered into with Abraham. And you just fast forward that a few thousand years, God himself entered into that covenant with us. He is faithful to us. So we can, we know our God is real because of his faithfulness. And I would say that we can know the faithfulness or the roots of others by their faithfulness, and not just in general, but faithfulness to the church, and the teachings of the church, the guidance and wisdom of the church. I mean, if somebody's preaching something that's off base, I'm like, I don't know if that's coming from good root. So by their fruits we will know them. So anybody that is preaching and teaching in accord with the church and the magisterium of the Catholic Church, we can have confidence in their leadership and to follow them. So I bring that up also in light of St. Irenaeus, who we celebrate today, a bishop, and as I say, I believe a doctor of the church, a new doctor of the church. His fruit was tested in blood. He was faithful to the end. He stood up for the teachings of the church to the point of losing his life, shedding his blood, ratifying that covenant that God made with him. So we definitely know his fruits were from the Lord. So I just kind of bring that up, both in our own lives, that our actions match our words, that we remain faithful to the teachings of the church, and that we can use that as a criteria to kind of weigh out whatever's coming our way. Does it square with the church? Does it square with the magisterium and the history, the tradition of the church? If so, okay, bring it on. We'll take the next step of discernment. But I guess more importantly, if it doesn't, that very well may be a ravenous wolf in sheep's clothing. So we just want to keep that as our overarching standard, that faithfulness, the faithfulness that God has shown to us through his covenant, and that faithfulness that we show to him through our faithfulness to the teachings of the church.